Hello, everyone. We are nearing the Scorpio New Moon, which is probably the strongest new moon after all, because it is linked to magic and transformation. All new moons are about new beginnings, but this particular new moon has a Kazimi with Mercury, is on the black moon Lilith, trines Neptune, and is opposite Uranus. So it's really an action-packed new moon. And the title I gave to this particular video is uh, the new moon is shrouded in secrecy or clairvoyance. What is going to happen is up to us, really. Here's the new moon chart for London. It's going to occur on November the 20th at 6:47 a.m., so right before sunrise. Venus is rising. We have a Scorpio ascendant, Scorpio New Moon and Scorpio ascendant. So there's a double secrecy energy in it. Although the Sun, Moon in the first house is in plain view, so to speak. Whatever is in the first house, we know about it. We can actually work around it. But the fact remains that the triple Scorpio energy really is giving us some kind of secrecy. Why is it clairvoyance? Simply because uh, the Sun-Neptune trine is always about clairvoyance, and the Moon-Neptune trine is about clairaudience, or anyhow, any understanding through sound and also vocal energy. So musicians have this quite often, either the conjunction or the sextile or the trine. And there's also Kazimi, Mercury retrograde is right there within 16 minutes of an arc. So that's a true Kazimi. And it means that Mercury is very strong because it is in the heart of the sun, and understanding is very deeply in this particular new moon. You can actually understand a lot of stuff. The sun moon is opposite Uranus and also Sedna. Sedna is still in Gemini and stays there, although it is retrograding. And Uranus went just back a couple of days ago into Taurus and will be there until April. So, as I often say, in those 7 years when Uranus is in Taurus, it simply blasts our security, our well-being, our harmony, our monetary issues, our wealth. If you have any wealth, then it's really disrupted. And unfortunately, we will have to suffer it for another 4 or 5 months before it turns back into Gemini. And then it's going to be anything that is linked to Gemini that is going to be disrupted. That's it. We have to learn about it. But the Sun Moon is also trining Neptune. We are going to look at it in a minute. This chart has an interesting midpoint structure. Trans-Pluto and the South Node comprise the midpoint for the midheaven, which is the future point. So you need channeling and also past experiences in order to understand and create the future. There's also an applying conjunction between Mars and Juno. And Juno is, among other things, your significant other. So it's committed, serious relationships, also covenants and pacts and contracts. But at the same time, it also is peace talks. You can link Juno to peace talks, while Mars is, of course, war and aggression. And now the dilemma in the first house is whether we should continue the war or we should actually start negotiating. And there's also a Vesta-Astrea conjunction. Again, the two are nearing each other. This year's asteroid conjunction, main asteroid conjunction was this one. It was quite exact, and then they came apart and it became exact again. Now again, they are nearing. Vesta is the focusing principle, and Astrea is the karma breaker. And these are the things we can utilize in this particular new moon. And of course, the Scorpio Venus, which is not the best place for Venus. However, as it is on the ascendant and rising, you can actually concentrate on your harmony. And the fact that the luminaries are also illuminating what Uranus is doing, you can actually safeguard it as well. Okay, so here's the Kazimi energy. The Sun Moon don't really have this conjunction doesn't really have too many aspect. There's only a dissolved opposition. And the fourfold conjunction, it's still a fourfold conjunction, although Sun and Lilith are separating. There was a grand trine between Saturn, Jupiter, and the Sun Lilith conjunction. This was my previous video, so you can check it out if you haven't seen it. And here the conjunction is already separating, but we still have the energy of the black moon, which is clairvoyance, stamina, knowing what to do and doing what needs to be done. And Mercury makes the whole thing understandable as well. And the luminaries are also shining not just on Uranus, but also on Sedna, creation through dissection. And as I said, Neptune provides us with clairvoyance. So change and clairvoyance are at our disposal. There are a number of celestial objects, transcendental celestial objects. They're all color-coded. Magenta or purple are the asteroids, which denote the personal karmic levels. The blue ones are trans-Neptunians, and the red ones are fixed stars, which are not on the not within the solar system. They are in the universe, and they never actually describe human traits and potentials. They are universal traits and potentials. On the Sun, Moon, Mercury, you have Cleopatra and Lancelot, two very strong archetypes. Cleopatra is the most the most famous and most important female archetype in antiquity. Lancelot is the par excellence, the knight in shining armor. So you have here two archetypes, which are two figures which are apart by time and space, and still they represent something very feminine and very masculine. Now, this is exactly what the new moon does. The Egyptians called it hieros gamos. When the sun and the moon conjoin, they create the sacred marriage, and so they are actually protected and appreciated by two very strong feminine and masculine archetypes. And we have three TNOs, which I'm going to show you in a minute: Deukalion, Typhoon, and Zervanna. On the black moon, you have Arachne, Nephthys, and Hel. Hel is the underworld goddess of Norse mythology. Nephthys is the mafia wife who knows perfectly well what sort of person her husband is, but still stands by him. Nephthys is the wife of Seth, and Arachne is one of the hubris asteroids. On Uranus, you have Plato, Leto, Alicanto, and the Pleiades. The Pleiades is the home of the creator goddess, and Uranus will be there for quite a while, for the next couple of months for sure. While Leto is the goddess who delivered Apollo and Artemis, and Plato is a philosopher. Alicanto, we are going to look at it in a minute. And then Neptune is on Shared and will be there for quite a while. Shared is Beta Pegasus, which is the main healing word for suicide victims. So that's the karmic layer, the hidden karmic layer of the new moon. So let's take a look at Deukalion. The mythology is very simple. He is the son of Prometheus, and when Zeus decides to do away with mankind and has this huge deluge and washes away mankind and everything, then before that he tells Prometheus and his wife to escape in a boat. And they are the newcomers. They are the recreators of mankind, really. So that's the base mythology. So they are the only survivors. The object, as I said, is a TNO. It has an orbital period of 295 years and 95.4 years, so it's almost 300 years. And the karmic astrological delineation is linked to survival. It is creating a new order after destruction. This is what we badly need, and we should stop destruction on all levels. It also denotes being special and or chosen. And it is also linked to survival, a complete reset, and creation magic. And of course, if you want to do some magic or magical work, the Scorpio New Moon or Scorpio Black Moon, so before the balsamic moon, is really the best time for it. And the motto is, I can do it, I am the chosen one. So that's what Deukalion is. Let's take a look at Typhoon, who in mythology was the last son of Tartarus and Gaia. Tartarus is an interesting archetype because it's both a region in the underworld and also a figure, a titan. And so it has a double meaning, actually. He is the father of all monsters. The TNO itself has an orbit of 233 years. So it's one of the lesser long, so it's not 300, but only 233. And the karmic astrological delineation is linked to special or unique traits, which are very unusual and which might be terrifying for others. And of course, typhoons are what hurricanes are for the Westerners. So in the Eastern world, a typhoon is a giant storm. So it actually also represents the destroying manifestation of natural powers. And it's linked to creation, regeneration, rebuilding after destruction, or recreating things. So actually, Typhoon and Deukalion are quite similar because once a big storm is erasing nature at a certain point, then comes renewal and regeneration. And Deukalion represents the renewal and regeneration. And the motto of Typhoon is destroy in order to create and construct. If you want to build a new house instead of the old one, you need to demolish the old house. You can't really actually fix it. Okay, and here's Devanna, which in mythology is a Slav nature goddess. She's the creator of animals, of forests, of herbs, and hunting, and love and fertility is also linked to her. And in Transylvanian myths, she's the goddess of divas and elementals. So she's a very beneficial, benign form of nature. And her orbital period is almost 600 years. The object type is an SDO. So it belongs to the scattered disk, which is twice as far away as the Kuiper belt. The karmic astrological delineation is linked to healing through nature, natural remedies, also understanding the hierarchical order of the manifested world and creation protection. And no, you don't need environmental protection. That's bullshit. You need creation protection. Those are two very distinctly different things. Environmental protection is there for you to be taxed and to be triggered and to be punished and to be penalized. Creation protection is what you really can do for creation. And for instance, not to use chemicals, not to use plastics, try to cook, try to use as little as possible, don't throw food away. That's creation protection. And her motto is, if you live in harmony with me, you will never get sick. So it's a very interesting archetype. And Devanna and Typhoon are kind of traveling together at the moment, although one is more than twice as fast as the other. But still, one of this year's karmic astrological feature was these two archetypes traveling together. Sometimes they are about 2-3 degrees apart, and then they come together again. And in this particular new moon, they are together, so you can utilize it. And here's Alicanto, which is now on retrograde Uranus. First, we are going to look at the object type. It's an ETNO. You can see that this is the solar system with Neptune, with its orbit. And look at these TNOs, how far away they are from the main solar system. They're still part of the solar system. They orbit around the sun. So yes, they are solar system objects, but this particular one has 6,071 years. Imagine how it's ridiculous. And ETNO means extreme TNO, so trans-Neptunian object, which is extreme, of course. And the mythology is very interesting because it is a nocturnal bird from Chilean mythology, a dweller of the Atacama Desert, and it feeds on gold and silver and copper, and its eyes are beautiful precious stones. And it also, whatever it eats matters, of course, and that's how it changes its feathers. Its colors also. And whenever it eats too much, it can't fly. It's a very important feature. It can lead miners with a good heart to great riches, but the ones who are not, who don't have good heart, are led over the cliff. And the cliff, you can't see the cliff according to the myth, because the bird possesses an intensity of darkness similar to Pluto's hamlet, interestingly enough. Okay, so let's take a look at what it is in karmic delineations. It provides us with soul evolution on the earth plane, and we have, of course, celestial qualities. It also gives us acceptance of the physical existence. So we come here and we realize that we have physical needs, and we need to cater for those needs, otherwise we perish. It is also linked to mental transmutation through matter. It's a very important feature of it. Also, the ability to recognize genuine values. Nowadays, totally invaluable things are created valuable. So it's really interesting. So totally useless things are things that are really ugly are said to be art, pieces of art, or being genuine. And no, you need to understand that you need to recognize them, what is genuine and what has value. And it is also linked to personal alchemy, because you will become what you eat. And these are features which only in Magyar, in Hungarian, can be understood. So I can't really explain to you, but it's really fascinating, because this bird eats precious metal. And in Hungarian, metal is called fém, and light is called fény. So actually metal and light are linked because they are the same thing with different manifestations. But the fact remains that if this bird eats too much, it is unable to fly. So actually, when you are too greedy and you don't know how to stop, then you won't be able to function. You won't be able to do your main function, which is remaining human. So that's Alicanto. Okay. The sun is going down. I hope you will. Okay, I don't need to be seen. It's the chart that needs to be seen. Anyhow, there is a complex planetary picture at the very beginning of the signs, which most astrologers would say, but the sun, moon are also aspecting these. But no, they aren't, because I'm using very tight aspects. Otherwise, it would be too overwhelming. So in this case, whenever you see this, especially when the sun or the moon, or both of them, are in different signs, but still kind of tied into the picture, they have the function of illumination. Both the sun and the moon can illuminate something which is very tightly there. There's a harmony triangle between Pluto, Sedna, and Ceres. Ceres is at the apex, the nurturing principle. Pluto is transformation, and Sedna is creation through dissection. So you can recreate your home, your nurturing instincts, your eating habits. A lot of stuff can be done with this particular new moon. And there's also a little engine involving Ceres, Vesta, and Sedna. So the focusing principle and creation through dissection, and all this is illuminated, all that by the new moon. Here are the transcendental celestial objects. On Pluto, you have Eos, the dawn, that symbolizing that there's always a new dawn. There's always something new coming up. So when you transform, there will be a new you. And Altair, which is Alpha Aquila, which is one of the shaman stars. On Ceres, you have Freya, the North goddess of love and war. On Vesta, you have Bacchus, altered states of consciousness. And when you focus on altered stage of consciousness, you will be revealed a lot. And on Sedna, you have the Pleiades. Sedna will be there and has been there for quite a while. This is at least a 2-year conjunction or alignment. And the Pleiades are the home of the creator goddess. That's it. So that's the new moon. And happy new Scorpio new moon. Try to have a little ritual and do whatever you need to do to, if you need to push something into being, that is the time to do. Happy new moon, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.